Hi everyone, welcome to Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Today it's time for the July toy haul where I show off a few things that I've picked up this month, mostly from auction sites, because we don't have a lot of really great vintage toy venues in Las Vegas. It's just how it goes. Lots of buffets, very few vintage toys. We're going to do this starting from the oldest to the newest, and I want to put some extra focus on the newer ones that I picked up. So we're going to start off with 1973 from Gabriel, the Lone Ranger. Now this is a nostalgic pickup for me because I had this toy when I was young and played with it quite a bit, and in time lost it somewhere along the way. I might have sold it at a garage sale. Let's get him up there. So this is one that I wanted to pick up to sort of reconnect with an old toy that I loved, but also because I still have the silver, his horse, from back in those days. It is in three pieces at this point, and despite being broken, I have basically kept a hold of that thing since I was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. It's gone through a few moves, and so now that I finally have the Lone Ranger, I'm going to endeavor to put silver back together for him. Now, one of the reasons I picked this Lone Ranger up, and it wasn't an auction, was because it came with the hat. Those hats are hard to come by. In fact, there's one that I'm looking at right now on eBay for $20, and the reason I'm looking is because it's not his hat. I'm not sure what this hat goes to. It's white, but it is not for this particular toy. You see, it's sort of, yeah. So I am on the hunt now for the hat and probably for the 6 shooters and obviously the mask. But I was happy to get a hold of this. There is some damage. The elastic that holds torso to legs is kind of stretched out, and I'm looking into seeing if I can get that repaired. But in the meantime, on this stand, he's holding together pretty well, and I really just want him for display purposes, so I'm not too worried about that. But I was happy to get that one. That's a toy from my past. Now this second one, I didn't own when I was a kid, although I had something similar to it, but it is a 1974 Mego Batmobile. Still has the side stickers. They're not in the greatest shape, but it has the little exhaust pipes, and it's an otherwise, pretty good shape. I don't know if I can zoom in enough that you can actually make out the 1974. I have not slid my figures toy company Batman and Robin into it yet, but that's how I'm going to probably. Well, I'll either display them in it or standing next to it when I finally get my shelves up, which I finally figured out a way that I want to do that. So hopefully pretty soon. But I got this at an extremely good price, actually on Mercari. It was something that I'd sort of watched, and the price was slowly going down, and I was going, yeah, but I don't technically need it. I said, you know what? If that price goes down to $20, I'm going to do it, and it went down to $20, so I did it. So we have from Mego the Batmobile, based on the TV show version, at least loosely, and like I said, it's been played with, but it's in pretty good shape, so I'm pretty happy with this pickup. Now another one. This is the one I got up on the Goodwill auction site. No bids on it. I said, well, I'll throw a lowball bid in and maybe I'll actually get it. And if I don't, that's fine too. And this is from 1982. This is the Fisher-Price Adventure People Turbo Hawk Jet with its stickers. You see Turbo Hawk. Now, some of the stickers are a little bit rough, but you know, when I saw this thing, man, I had to have it. I think this, like their space shuttle, is just such a beautifully designed toy. It's just really pretty. You know, so I'm holding the cockpit on a little. It's a little loose and likes to come off. But it is such an excellent shape that, you know, they focused on sort of non-violent themes for adventure people, and I can respect that. But with this, I kind of wish they made some more military toys for adventure people, because they probably would have done a really nice job with them. But the Turbo Hawk, it's another one that I had my eyes on for a while. Didn't have any expectations of getting it anytime soon, but lo and behold, it showed up. I got this for $10 plus shipping, and with the stickers, I'm pretty happy with that. It did come with the pilot. At least I'm assuming he is meant to be the pilot. I'm pretty sure he's not actually human. I think he's a robot, because human heads just should not bend that way. But having a devil of a time getting him into the cockpit so the cockpit can actually close. But he did come with that, so that's nice. And again, just Adventure People had just such fantastic design. They're one to definitely go out and look for if you have any interest in beautiful retro toys. Okay, that was me putting the Batmobile down, so I got a little bit more room to maneuver. All right, so this next group. Now, the last toy haul I did, I was showing off some of the Marvel figures from the Signature line. I'd initially found the Famous Covers line. Signature line comes along. Some of them I like better, and so I've gotten quite a few of those. Now, in searching for those, it's like a rabbit hole. I find from 1999, same manufacturers, Hasbro, I believe. I find the DC Silver Age collection. And these are some really good looking figures too. So we have Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. Wow, that green looks completely different in person than on that screen. We have the man himself, Superman. Pretty good face sculpt. I feel like they could have made the body a little more muscular on him, but it's not too bad. And I also have one of my absolute favorites from my Super Friends youth. We have Aquaman. Gets made fun of a lot, but I love Aquaman. And he's got the wavy look, wavy hair. Now, Aquaman's shirt is an odd fabric, and it does show some damage. And it didn't have that damage when I got it. I think it's because I was posing the arms a little bit. I might even try to pick up another one at some point. But you got the little fins back here on the tights, and it's a really great sculpt. Now, the only problem with these figures, and it's the same problem that the Marvel figures have, and that is they have these very posable feet. You can even turn them backwards. And because of that, they're not tight enough to stand these figures up for extended periods of time. You can get it posed, you can stand it up, and from all these 2 or 3 days later, they were falling over. And I think it's because if you don't have the balance just absolutely perfect, at some point it starts to go. Let me actually try to move the camera down a little bit. You can get a better look at these guys. Now, they do come with these stands, which are great. They look great. They have pegs go into the feet. But again, since the feet themselves do not stand up that well and do not hold that well, the pegs don't really help, and these stands don't really help. So I have some other stands that kind of hold onto the neck, and they've done fine on those. But it bums me out a little bit. So in this collection, you also have a Green Arrow, which is on the way. Got a great deal on one of those. You have a Batman with a great Bruce Wayne sculpt, and the costume looks fantastic, but the mask is removable, and it looks a little bit goofy, frankly. It doesn't quite fit on as well as it could. So I'm not in love with it, but I think I'm going to get one just the same. What you don't have, sadly, or else you could kind of round out your little Justice League, is the Flash, which is a real shame since he's sort of the first of the Silver Age characters. And you don't have a Wonder Woman. Now you do have, in a line that was not called Silver Age, it was called JLA, you do have a Martian Manhunter, and I do want one of those. They look pretty good. There's also that blue Superman. That was after I got out of comics, so as I always say, if it came after I stopped collecting, it doesn't count. So no, I don't want the blue Superman, but I do want the Martian Manhunter. I'll have Green Arrow, and yeah, but I'm bummed. Now they did do, I think maybe earlier, they did a 10-inch tall Flash, and they had Flash. They had the one of the other Green Lanterns. I can't remember his name. It wasn't Hal Jordan. It was one of the follow-ups. It wasn't. Well, at any rate, they had Flash. They had a Green Lantern. They had something else too. But it's a little bit taller than these guys, so it wouldn't necessarily go that well. Although there is, I will admit, a temptation. There's also a Golden Age Batman and Robin that look fantastic. I'd like to get those. And God, there was something else I thought I was going to say about these. I'm old. What can I tell you? But overall, I think they look great. They are posable. Although, like I said, a little bit of damage on his shirt, which I hadn't even noticed until just now. I think because I was moving the arm a little bit, and it's, well, it's an old toy, and that's going to happen. They were trying to kind of get that scaled look to the character, and so it's, it doesn't work quite as well as these guys. Oh, I know what else I was going to say. I believe with this line there is a Joker and a Penguin, which I might look into getting. But it's a nice line, and I'm happy to get it. I sort of was interested simply because they match those Marvel famous covers and the Marvel Signature Series in terms of scale. So I thought it'd be fun to have those together, and I've actually put together a pretty good collection of them so far. So that's it for the the July toy haul. We got some cool Silver Age figures. We got Lone Ranger, little vintage love. We got the Turbo Hawk, which will look great on the shelf with the other adventure people. And we've got the Batmobile down on the floor that I don't want to lean down and pick up. That's pretty much it for July, and but I'm pretty happy with these purchases. And it now also occurs to me I can't reach the mouse button to turn the stream off, so I'm actually going to be, this video is going to go forever. Hey, there we go, I got it. So, at any rate, you have any good memories of these toys? Are you collecting any of them? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends, and until next time around, this is Dad from Dad's Den. God bless you, be kind to one another, and try to have some fun. I'll see you next time.